Hey, welcome back to the Gritworks podcast, where we're going to break down real world strategies to help you build success one small step at a time. My name is Derek. Today, we're talking about something so simple yet so powerful that it can transform literally every area of your life. So not just business, not just personal, every area of your life. It's called the 1% rule, and it comes straight from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. Let me hit you with some mind-blowing statistics that it kind of took me by surprise when I heard it. And it's just this: if you improve just by 1% every day, you'll be 30 times better in a year. Actually, 37 times better in a year. That sounds crazy, right? But here's the kicker. If you decline by 1% every single day, you don't just stay the same, you spiral almost down to zero. If there was a negative, we'd go in the negative. This is the power of compounding habits, the hidden force behind success, wealth, health, happiness, personal growth, literally everything that affects our lives. Most people think success comes from a big dramatic change, overnight success, viral moment, massive breakthrough, a New Year's resolution, but in reality, success is built on boring, consistent, tiny improvements that stack up over time. So today, we're going to break down what is the 1% rule and why is it so powerful, how to apply it in your life and in business, and a simple action step that you can take today to start seeing results. So let's dive in. So let's start with a real world example, because the 1% rule isn't just some motivational fluff. It's been used in elite sports, in businesses, and personal development, and it has insane results. One of my favorite stories actually comes from British cycling. And for years, British cyclists were average at best. There were nothing to write home about. They hadn't won a Tour de France, and Olympics was so rare that they were never competitors when it came to cycling. Then they brought in a new coach, Sir Dave Brailsford, who introduced a concept called marginal gains, which honestly is just another way of saying the 1% rule in action, but he called it marginal gains. So instead of chasing massive changes, they focused on tiny improvements literally everywhere in their day-to-day. They adjusted the riders' seat positions by millimeters for better efficiency week over week. They improved nutrition and recovery by 1% week over week. And they even had riders bring their own pillows to hotels for better sleep. It's nothing dramatic, just tiny, consistent improvements that stacked and compounded over time. And what was the result of Dave Brailsford's actions and implementations that he put in? The British cycling team dominated the Olympics, winning 16 gold medals over 2 games. And they won five Tour de France's in a 6-year run. That is unbelievable to me. Going from no one to be writing home about, unknown, not a challenger or competitor, taking home 16 gold medals in 2 Olympic Games and 5 out of 6 Tour de France wins is outrageous to me. All because of compounding improvements. So let's bring it back to you. What if you just improved your business, your mindset, and your health just 1% every day? What if instead of trying to overhaul your life overnight, you just made a small intentional change that you were able to replicate over and over and over again? That's where the lasting success happens. But here's the problem. Most people don't know how to stick to change. They go big, burn out, and quit. That's just kind of how it works in our culture, is the whole phrase, go big or go home. And that's why massive resolutions fail. You tell yourself, I'm going to start waking up at 5 a.m. and hit the gym every single day. I'm going to read 52 books this year. I'm going to 10x my business in the next 3 months. I'm going to double my business by the next year. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But by week 2, you're back to snoozing your alarm. You're back to skipping the workout. You're back to barely finishing a book. You're back to doing the same consistent routine over and over again, and you're not making any momentum change towards the goal that you set out for yourself. And here's why. Change isn't about willpower, it's about identity. James Clear breaks this down in Atomic Habits by saying, every action you take is a vote for the type of person that you want to become. It's not about setting massive goals. It's about proving to yourself one small action at a time that you are the kind of person who follows through. So instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, say, I'm the type of person that never skips a workout. Instead of saying, I want to be a millionaire, say to yourself, I'm the type of person who manages money wisely. It's a tiny win. It's a way of training your mental, your identity that reinforces the behavior that you wish to have. And once your identity shifts, your habits become an automatic change that backs up to that identity. So let's talk about action for a second, because motivation fades, but systems stick. I don't know if you've ever heard that quote before. James talks about it in the book. Because motivation fades and systems stick, here's how we can start applying the 1% rule today. You got to start ridiculously small. The trick is to make the habit so easy that you can't fail. So an example is, if your big goal is you want to read 52 books this year, one a week, how do you make reading simple? You just read a page a day. If you want to get in shape, do one push-up a day. If you want to build wealth, save $1 a day. It sounds too small to matter, right? But that's the point. Once it's easy, you'll naturally do more because you're in the moment. And so then you can start stacking your habits. You can pair a new habit with an existing one. So again, if you brush your teeth in the evening, which I hope we all do, you can do 10 push-ups after. Or maybe as you're making coffee in the morning, you can read 10 pages in your book. It's called habit stacking, and it's game changer. It's the things that you're doing daily that you can stack a new habit onto, that you're able to coexist one with the other. You also have to make it obvious, you have to make it attractive, you have to make it easy, and you have to make it satisfying. Clear calls this the 4 laws of behavior change inside of Atomic Habits. You have to make it obvious. Put your book on your pillow if you want to read in the evening. That way when you walk into your room, you see it there. You have to make it attractive. Pair the habit with something enjoyable, like listening to music while working out. You have to make it easy, meaning remove friction, which might be something like set out your workout clothes the night before. And you have to make it satisfying. You have to track your wins and cross off your wins on your calendar. That is the 4 laws of behavior change that James talks about in the book Atomic Habits. So here's where GritWorks takes this to another level, is I want you to pick out one small habit, something that takes less than 2 minutes, and commit to it for the next 7 days. It could be, I'm going to do 1 push-up. It could be, I'm going to do 1 page of reading every single day. It could be, I'm going to do 1 minute of journaling. If we want to make it real estate related, I'm going to do 10 minutes of studying my MLS. I'm going to make 1 phone call. I'm going to talk to 1 person today. Like, that could be the next breakthrough that you have, is just having 1 conversation. Or I'm going to do 1 open house. Or I'm going to, like, whatever it is. There's so many things that you can just do 1 of, and that's it. There's no pressure. It's just going to be consistency, because you don't need to make massive changes. You just need to get 1% better. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle, is they want to make such a massive change and they forget to understand that it's just compounding habits over time. So if you can do that, if you can become 1% better today, success is just inevitable. So we're going to wrap it up with a quote today from Atomic Habits. It says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Big goals don't get you there. Daily actions do." So here's your challenge. Make that 1% shift. And if this episode helped you, do me a favor, share it with 1 person who needs to hear it. Screenshot, tag it, share it. hit me up on social, put a comment down below, follow the podcast, and let me know what 1% is going to do for you in your life. That's it for today on GritWorks, where we build success through actions, not just ideas. And I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep grinding, keep improving, and keep getting 1% better every day. This episode of the GritWorks podcast is sponsored by the Caldwell Group at eXp Realty, a real estate team in Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati, Ohio. The Caldwell Group is one of the top teams in the Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati markets that strives to produce results for their clients that they're working with. Their agents are top of the line when it comes to all new technology, understanding the market, and presenting results and value to clients. So if you are in the market in the Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati area to either learn more about what your home might be worth in today's market, or just learning about the market in general and what it looks like to buy or sell in the market today, then hit us up in the comments below. We would love to reach out and talk with you more and share with you all the things that are happening inside Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati, Ohio. Thank you to the Caldwell Group for sponsoring today's episode.